Hello, Mr. Aaron, Mr. Ryan, are you right? Okay, so SQL. Okay, anybody? SQL.
It's something like structure something language.
Structure something language. What's Q? Anybody?
Where? Queen.
Queen. Structure query. No. Structure query language. Okay. Query. Structure query language.
How was I supposed to know that?
We learned this before, right?
Yeah, but you say like query.
Query. Query language. Or somebody prefer standard query language. You can think of it as a programming language, a scripting language that allow us to interact with database. So let's say we have a table. What's table?
Things, how to explain?
Okay, that's fine. So database,
A table is a thing that has 4 legs and you put food on it and eat, and sometimes you work on it and put lovely flowers to make and a table cover.
That's good explanation for another table. Okay, the table in database, right? A database can consist of one or more tables, right? The tables are the container that we put the data. Let's say name, right? We have name and we have score. Okay, this is just the column header. Okay, so now here is the data. From here is the data. So we can say Eric score 100, and then Ryan score 1,000, okay? Okay, and then mommy 500, okay? 500, that's it. Okay, so this is the table. The daddy scored, okay, it's fine. Yeah, I don't mind, okay? Okay, so look, apart from the first row, this is the metadata. This is we specify the name of the columns, right? The name of the column. So this column, the name. The first column, the name. The second column, the score, which is an integer. The first column is a string, right? And then we have 4 records in this table. Make sense? This is how we store the data in an organized way in the database. So if we want to get the highest score, highest distinct score, so we can say select max, right? Max, this is a function, max score. Score here, right? From, if this is the table name, right? For each table we give a name. Let's say this table we call it data, okay? Data.
Database.
Data, from data. Select max score from data, and then you return 1,000. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so another way of doing is that select score from data, order by score. We want to sort the score in descending order. By default it's ascending. In descending order, but we want to return the first record. So we can say limit 1. That's it. How about if we want to get the second highest score, which is 500. Okay, look, remember there are 1,000, there are twice. What I meant the second highest, distinct. What's distinct? Distinct is another word for unique. Okay, so we want to return the second highest distinct score, a record, which is 500. How would you write it? Any idea? I mean, forget about the SQL. So,
2?
sorry?
Is it the limit?
Limit 2, right? But you limit 2, you will return 1,000, 1,000. It's not 500. In this table, how would you know 500 is the second highest?
1,000, 1,000, and 500 and 0.
Okay, let me give you a hint. How about I said 1,000 is the highest? Okay, with this information, how do you get 500? So I already tell you 1,000, this is the highest score in this table. So I want you to find out 500. How would you do that?
You do the thing there.
Yeah?
Yeah, but ignore 1,000.
We're done. Ignore 1,000. Okay, so that's it. So, I already tell you how to get the highest, right? Which is 1,000, right? And then you can do this again, but filter out 1,000. Because I said distinct, okay? Distinct, 1,000. 1,000 could have multiple records.
How do you get the highest?
Highest. I just said, look, select score from order. This is the highest, right? Or select max score. Max score from, and we don't need to sort. Okay? How would you do it? Look, let me do the highest, right? Select max score from data. This is the highest, am I right? This is the highest, right? I just have to do this again. Look, I do this there. Select max. I want to do the max again. Max score, okay? From data. But I want to add one more criteria, which is where the data, right, is not in here. And that's it. This means 1,000, right? We just get it. This is a subquery. This is 1,000. Now I'm doing this again. Select max score from data where data not in 1,000, right? If it's not in 1,000, you can say not in 1,000 or not equal, right? Or you can say smaller than, right? Smaller. 20, 30, 300, 400, right? So what does it do? Look, where, first of all, you will get these. You will run this subquery, which returns 1,000, right? We know this is 1,000. And then data, then this where query, right? You run through the tables and filter out those records which is where data is not in or smaller than that, smaller than 1,000, right? Smaller than 1,000. 400 is smaller than 1,000. 20 is smaller than 1,000. 300 is smaller than 1,000, but 1,000 is not smaller than 1,000. Okay, so this is the use case that we have a SQL with a subquery and to get the second highest, the distinct highest. Okay, another way, right? Select score from data order. We need to sort it, right? Order by score. Then limit 1 offset. We want to skip 2, right? But we have to distinct. We have to put a distinct because we could have multiple 1,000. We could have multiple 1,000, and we want to only return the unique.
Yes.
Okay, this is another way to get it. Okay, so if there is only 1,000 and if there is only one record, right, and it doesn't have a second highest, then this will return nothing. So how do we do it? We can use the function if none. So we can say select if none. This is a subquery, return none, alright? Null, okay? So this thing will be this one. Yeah, go here, right? So if this thing, if the parameter, this is a function, right? If the first parameter is null, then we return the second parameter, okay? Yeah? Actually offset 1, okay? Because offset start with a 0. Offset 1, limit 1, so it's a second. Another thing I want to mention is that select max, we can have extra as something, as a title, new title for the column as A. So you will return us a table instead of max score, you would have this A, 1,000. Okay? Okay, so what have you learned today?
We have learned about how to find a second distinct highest record in a table.
In a table. Okay, so how would you do it?
You'll just get rid of find the max and get rid of it and then find the max again.
Find the max again, yes. Okay, so we use the subquery. This is the subquery, right? Before, we only talk about select something from somewhere, right? Select something from somewhere where conditions, right? Order by something, limit 1. Limit 1, this is basically the number of records returned. Offset 1. Limit, right? Limit a number, this is the number of records we want to return. Offset is basically saying that skipping the first few records, okay?
Yeah.
Offset 1 means that we want to skip the first record, which is the second highest. Okay, this thing means unique. Eric, what have you done?
About a second distinct highest.
So how many ways we can do it?
So one way is we find the highest. And then to find the second highest, we ignore the highest, and then we just find the highest.
Yeah.
Second way is
The second way, the key thing is that to sort.
Subquery.
The first way is to ignore, this is subquery. The second way is to sort, to order, right? To sort it. So based on this, which one is more efficient?
Finding the max and then the bottom one is shorter.
It's shorter, but the first one is
Better.
Better, yes. This is the same thing as algorithm, right? We have a number, right? 1,000, 500, 20, 30. We want to find the second highest. How would you do it? How would you do it?
Look at a father 500.
Yeah, how would you do it in algorithm? How would you do
Just
it?
ignore the 1,000.
Right, if this is A array, okay? So how would you do it? The first way is A dot sort, which is this way. A dot sort, right? Sorting, and then we return A. The second highest is -2, right? If A is more than 2 elements, okay? Obviously, if there's only one distinct, then that's going to be a problem, right? Because look, A dot sort, and we need to make it a set first, right? So we need to, first of all, we need to set A. Set contains the unique number, set A, and then sort it and return the second. What's the time complexity?
And again.
Oh, and log n.
You just copying me, Ryan.
This one, remember the max going through ones. Okay, 1,000 is the maximum.
Yeah.
Second round, we just go through and ignore 1,000. Okay, 500 is the maximum. The maxes, the time complexity is O(n). Which one is better? This one is O(n). This one is O(n) log n. Which one is better?
Ryan.
O(n). We talk about this, yeah, finding the maximum, linear scale. Yeah? Last time you said sort it to get the maximum, remember? O(n) log n. And I said, okay, you want to find 1,000, I don't need to sort the entire array. I can just go, okay, this is 1,000, current max. Current max is 1,000, 1,000, okay? Because these are not bigger than 1,000. Does it make sense?
Yes.
That's it for today. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.